Hello, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I'm Lucas Andrade and you're on the Steelers Demasa channel, your go-to space for the hottest news and exclusive analysis about our beloved black and gold team. And today, folks, the topic is serious and bound to spark a lot of discussion. The Steelers' real interest in one of the NFL's most promising wide receivers, Chris Olave, and the strong competition and resistance that have emerged along the way. But before we dive deep into this hot topic, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any exclusive content. It's free, quick, and helps a lot to strengthen our passionate Steelers community. Let's get straight to the point. No fluff. The Steelers are looking to further strengthen their offense, especially with the arrival of Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf, and are seeking a wide receiver who can make an immediate impact. And the name that has come up behind the scenes is none other than Chris Olave, wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints, drafted in the first round in 2022. According to renowned insider Albert Breer, the Steelers, along with the Cleveland Browns, reached out to the Saints earlier this offseason about the possibility of acquiring Olave via trade. And the response from New Orleans? A resounding and emphatic no. And honestly, it's no surprise. Chris Olave has shown, since his first NFL snap, that he's a special talent. In just 2 seasons as a pro, he has already surpassed the 1,000-yard mark in both years, despite facing challenges like injuries and at least one concussion in 2023. At just 24 years old, Olave is far from reaching his ceiling, and many analysts are already calling him a future star in the league. The Saints' current situation also explains their resistance. The team is undergoing an offensive rebuild, especially with a new offensive coordinator coming in and lingering uncertainty at the quarterback position. In a phase like this, giving up your top receiver would be, at the very least, risky. Plus, the team has already picked up Olave's 5th-year option, keeping him in New Orleans through 2026 at a cost of $15.4 million, a bargain considering the current market value for top wide receivers. Now, from the Steelers' point of view, in order to convince the Saints to change their minds, Pittsburgh would have to dig deep, or rather, open the draft pick vault. We're talking about at least a second-round pick. But many experts believe the Saints would only start to consider a deal for something close to a first-round pick, maybe even including a player in the package. It's worth noting that the Steelers already have DK Metcalf, acquired in a blockbuster trade, and they're clearly committed to surrounding Russell Wilson with the best possible arsenal. The idea of having Metcalf and Olave on the same field, with Pat Freiermuth at tight end and Najee Harris in the backfield, would make this offense a nightmare for AFC defenses. But the big question is it worth the price? Should the Steelers really pay that much for Olave? Or are there more affordable options available in the market? The news of the Steelers' pursuit of Chris Olave hasn't gone unnoticed. Social media exploded with divided opinions. In Pittsburgh, many fans were thrilled with the front office's ambition, seeing Olave as the missing piece to make the offense one of the best in the league. In New Orleans, the reaction was immediate and passionate. Don't even think about touching Olave. He's our future. And even, you can take the stadium, but not Olave, were some of the most common comments in fan forums and social media profiles. The truth is, Olave has built a strong connection with Saints fans. He represents hope amid uncertainty and is considered by many as the most talented player on the offense, especially after Michael Thomas's decline in performance. From my point of view, the Steelers are right to pursue a player like this. Chris Olave is young, explosive, technical, and intelligent. His route running is precise, his separation from defenders is excellent, and he has reliable hands. He would be a fantastic complement to Metcalf, balancing strength and speed in Pittsburgh's aerial attack. He would also be a trustworthy target for Russell Wilson, especially on deep passes where he tends to shine. However, I also fully understand the Saints' position. In the midst of a rebuild and without a solid quarterback, trading away their top offensive weapon makes no sense. The only real chance this could happen is if the Steelers made an absolutely irresistible offer, and so far, that hasn't happened. Even though the Olave deal hasn't moved forward, the most important takeaway here is the message it sends. The Steelers are still active in the market and aggressively looking for an elite wide receiver. This means that, before the season starts, more moves could happen. Names like T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, and Courtland Sutton have already been speculated at some point. And let's not forget that the preseason is a time when many surprises occur, especially when it comes to trades. Disgruntled players, contract issues, and injuries can completely shift the market landscape in the coming weeks. So, die-hard Steelers fans, I want to hear your opinion. Do you think Chris Olave would be the ideal addition to our offense? Did the Saints make the right call rejecting the offer? And who would you like to see wearing black and gold as our new wide receiver? Let's talk about what's making waves in the NFL world, and especially for Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Aaron Rodgers, the veteran quarterback with an impressive resume and one of the biggest names in recent league history. Rodgers, known for his 18 brilliant years playing for the Green Bay Packers, has amassed impressive career numbers. One stat that really stands out is his performance against the Chicago Bears, the Packers' historic rivals. 64 touchdown passes against them and nearly 7,000 passing yards in those matchups, showing clear dominance in one of the NFL's most intense rivalries. Recently, in a casual conversation with artist Mike in Austin, Texas, Aaron Rodgers made a statement that sent many fans into a frenzy. He mentioned there's a team, scheduled to play in Chicago in 2025, with which he has a special relationship. And no, it's not the Bears, but the Pittsburgh Steelers. This immediately sparked huge speculation about the quarterback's future, as he is currently a free agent looking for a new challenge in the league. The possibility of Rodgers joining the Steelers next preseason has been one of the hottest topics among experts and fans. The Pittsburgh franchise is already making moves behind the scenes, organizing activities for veterans and awaiting a final decision from the quarterback. If the deal goes through, Rodgers could be the boost the Steelers' offense desperately needs, bringing experience, leadership, and talent to a team aiming to compete strongly again both in the AFC North Division and the NFL playoffs. Another important point is the 2025 schedule. The Steelers vs. Bears game is set for Week 12, November 2025, at the iconic Soldier Field in Chicago. If Rodgers is wearing Steelers colors by then, this game could gain historic significance, as he would face his former rivals in a completely new situation, this time defending a different team and possibly trying to win where he has always been very dominant. This matchup has all the ingredients to be one of the season's great moments, combining rivalry, emotion, and plenty of strategy. But beyond the big name that could lead the offense, the Steelers are also focused on the future, with keen interest in the 2025 draft, especially at linebacker, a position where the team needs reinforcements to stay competitive. One prospect catching attention is Caleb Turner from the University of Michigan. Turner is a complete player, combining speed, strength, and tactical intelligence, essential traits for a high-level NFL linebacker. In his last college season, Turner was key for Michigan's defense, leading with 95 tackles, 6 sacks, and 3 interceptions. These numbers show Turner's ability to both pressure the quarterback and cover passes, making him a versatile athlete with multiple tools to contribute in different defensive situations. For the Steelers, who have doubts about the future of some veteran linebackers, Turner represents a chance to bring in fresh blood, youth and aggression that could revitalize the defense and expand the defensive coordinator's options. The franchise has already had direct contact with Caleb Turner, either at the Combine, where the nation's best talents showcase their skills, or during visits to the team's training facility. The athlete's versatility is seen as a strong fit for Pittsburgh's defensive philosophy, which traditionally values players with a high football IQ and the ability to quickly adapt to tactical changes during the game. If drafted, Caleb could be a key piece to strengthen the defense and help build a more solid, aggressive team in the coming years. Speaking of moves that could shake things up behind the scenes, a strong rumor circulating is a possible trade between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Houston Texans involving veteran pass rusher J.J. Watt. Although he is nearing the end of his career, Watt remains a respected name with a wealth of experience to offer. The Steelers' defense is looking precisely for this kind of reinforcement to increase pressure on opposing quarterbacks, one of the team's priorities to improve defensive performance. The Texans, meanwhile, are interested in easing the financial impact of Watt's large contract, which is currently one of the highest salaries on their roster. On the other hand, the Steelers see in this veteran a locker room leader and an important piece for pressure situations and decisive plays on the field. Furthermore, bringing in such an experienced name like Watt could help develop the team's young pass rushers, providing guidance and setting an example for future generations. The negotiation is still in its early stages, but speculation indicates the trade would involve a mid-round draft pick, along with contract adjustments to accommodate the veteran's salary. If this move happens, it will be an important play to balance the Steelers' defense and a clear sign of the franchise's willingness to invest in big names to regain competitiveness in the AFC. So, Steelers fan, what do you think about the possible arrival of Aaron Rodgers to Pittsburgh? Could Caleb Turner be the rookie who transforms the team's defense? And regarding the JJ Watt rumor, is it worth investing to strengthen the defensive line? Leave your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get all the latest updates. See you in the next video.